I wonder if you can hear my music in the background, which I'm gonna now know. Just setting up this camera correctly. And I'm gonna speak to you guys about Oshun. I'm gonna speak to you guys about Oshun and the reason why she became a vulture when she was a peacock. So, and how she became Olodumare's messenger, which Olodumare is God. Okay. In the early days of the world, and when the Inleife, the Orishas became tired of serving Olodumare. They began to resist the Lord of Heaven's edicts and even plot to overthrow his kingdom in heaven and earth. They felt they didn't need Olodumare, and since the Lord of the heaven was so distant anyway, they could merely divide the Ache or powers amongst themselves. So when Olodumare caught wind of this attitude and their plots, the Lord of Heaven acted simply and decisively. Olodumare simply withheld the rain from the earth. Soon the world would encompass a staggering drought. The ground became parched and cracked, and the plants withered and dried without water. After a short time, growling and a shallow faces began to uh, basically after a short time growling belies and shallow faces began to speak louder than their pride and rebelliousness. They decided to go to Olodumare and beg for forgiveness and hope this would bring the rain back to the world, but they had a problem. None of them could reach the distant home of Olodumare. They sent all the birds one by one attempting the journey, but each and every one of them failed, tiring long before the palace of Lord of the Heaven, Olodumare. Alright, so then one day the peacock, who in reality was Oshun herself, came to offer her services to the world to save the world from this drought. Once again, the drought upheaval once again there was general appeal and laughter as the Orishas contemplated the idea of this vain pampered bird taking such a journey. So basically the other Orishas were laughing at her. But Oshun flew off towards the sun uh, to the palace of Olodumare. She was very tired from her journey, but she kept flying ever higher and higher until she started to lose her feathers. Basically, she lost her feathers from the my. Okay, so um, finally, she this is how she became a vulture because all her feathers started to fly off and they were burned from her head, but she kept flying because she was very determined to reach the gates of Olodumare's palace. When Olodumare came upon her, she was very she could hardly see. Her eyesight was very, you know, she had lost all her feathers and remained black and scraggly. Her once beautiful form was now hunchback. Sorry guys, I have like something in my throat. I can like hardly breathe, but that's why I'm like doing this face. But the Lord of the Heaven took pity on her and brought her back to the palace, where she was fed and given water, and her wounds were treated. He asked her on once she was better why she took this journey, and she explained the state of Earth uh, and her risk of her children, which actually her children are all of humanity, uh, were going to die. When Olodumare looked to the world and Oshun looked at him, he realized that he had taken all the water from the earth And the Lord of the Heaven then turned to the peacock, turned to Oshun, saying that her children would be spared from this drought in order and ordered the rain to begin to fall. Then Olodumare looked deeply into Oshun's eyes and into her heart. Then he announced that for all eternity, she would be the messenger of the house of Olodumare. Which kind of the reason why I started this song with Mariah Carey in the background is because Mariah Carey's "Fly Like a Bird" song to me it reminds me of um, Oshun's flight to Olodumare's palace. And then later on, we know that she has a song that's called "You're Mine Eternal," and obviously, I just said that for all eternity, she would be the messenger of the house of Olodumare, and in "You're Mine Eternal," that song kind of sounds like it's weird correlation, like so. But okay, so the vulture returned to Earth, you know. By the way, Oshun Ikole is one of her caminos. Ikole is the name for the vulture in Lukumi. Okay, and this is why the vulture and the peacock are sacred to her. Um, so this is also why she is Queen Iyalode. Iyalode means queen. So this is the story of how Oshun, you know, had to fly up to Olodumare's palace because all the other Orishas. Um, and this is why humanity was spared and Olodumare gave the waters back to the earth. Uh, Oshun is the Orisha of the sweet waters. And so this is my little video on Olodumare and Oshun's flight. So enjoy.